The name of this town is Townstown, Pennsylvania. The days may thin. The sky's beginning to show some sneaks of light over in the east here. It seems the morning light has reappeared. Not that we were ever worried it wouldn't. Main Street's up here. Back there's the oil slick what divides the town. Rumor has it the slick's enchanted. I'm not so sure. On the other side you'll find Polish town, Hungarian town, and Crab town. That's where all the crabs live. Back there you'll find the Congregational Church. Next to that, Presbyterian. Further still, Lutheran Methodist. Beyond that, Baptist and Protestant. Quaker Church down by the railroad track, right next to the Latter-day Saints. Beyond that, we've got the Union Church, the Church of Christ, the Christ Church, Church of God, not to be mistaken with the Churches of God or the Churches of God's Church in God. Next to that, the Catholic Church. Next to that, the Catholic Church, and of course, the pond. Right here, we got Mr. Jackson's soda shop. Oh, and further still, we've got the post office and daycare combined. A jailhouse in the basement. Horse post out front. You know, this town's where the saying, put the cart before the horse came from, as that was a big fad some 20 years ago. First automobile was going to come along in 5 years. Belonged to the town's richest citizen, what then became its poorest. Banker Chesterton sunk all his money into trunk-first cars. You know, like a car, but the trunk's in front, there's no engine. Once around the border of town, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, you can hear children yelling and screaming, all coming from the courtyard, right by the school. Rumor has it the school and its yards are enchanted, but I keep explaining that's just the sound the kids make. Right here's our town doctor's house, Doc Dobbs. Oh, and here's Mrs. Dobbs' garden. She's been trying to grow things in here for years to no avail, but God bless her for trying. In those days, our town paper came out once a month, twice if there was a hawk segment over Crabtown. Townstown Times. And this is Editor Jeb's house. And this is Mrs. Jeb's garden. Nothing been growing here either, but bless her for trying. Well, as I said, it's just about John. You may have forgotten because I did say it a while ago, but I assure you, it still is. Only soul you can hear is Jenny Crane getting enough to deliver this month's copy of the town paper. Oh, and here's Dr. Dobbs coming down Main Street now. Doc Dobbs died about a decade ago. Pneumonia got him, like it gets so many. Mrs. Dobbs died first. Just trying to leave town to get some nice groceries. Got pneumonia. Here comes Mrs. Jeb, who's going to die of pneumonia. Come downstairs to make breakfast. Oh, well, here's Jenny Crane. Oh, you won't believe how she dies. Delivering Mr. Jeb's copy of the town paper.
Morning, Dr. Dobbs.
Well, morning, Jenny. Some fine moon last night, wasn't it?
Somebody sick, Doc?
No. Just delivering twins over in Crabtown. Crab twins.
Care for your picture now, Doc?
Yes, indeed. Anything going on?
Yes, indeed. The town teacher, Miss Jefferson, well, she's a wife now, getting married. I just can't imagine it, getting married. Why just be a wife when you could be a teacher, or a werewolf hunter, or heck, a newspaper delivery girl?
Heck, Jenny, there's no one on earth that's a better newspaper delivery girl than you.
I'm also the only one, Doc. Have a good day now.
I want to tell you something about that girl Jenny Crane there. An awful bright girl. Graduated top of her class and got a scholarship to Town State University. Graduated top of her class there and returned to become senior delivery girl at the Townstown Times. Like she always feared, she too got married. Married to a fellow by the name of the Grim Reaper. Was out delivering papers, fell in a ditch and got pneumonia. Here's Harold Milk, owner of the Milk Farms.
Whoa now, Bessie. Well, how do you do, Mrs. Dobbs?
Still reeling from that great moon last night. And how about yourself, Harold?
Fine as can be, I suppose. I believe I had you down for a court.
Indeed you do. Say, Harold, I've got a question for you. What do you call this stuff?
Beg your pardon?
Well, this magical white liquid you bring to my doorstep every other day, surely you've been waiting for it.
Well, for the longest time, I just called it the stuff. The cow water. The white beef juice. Or angel sludge. Or bone drink. Well, one day, I was just pushing and pulling on Bessie here to see what happens when you push and pull at a cow. And the next thing you know, this delicious liquid just flies right out of her. Never thought about naming it.
Well, I was thinking you could call it Harold Milk's Wonder Drink and sell it all across the country.
Well, that would involve me leaving town, and I'm not so sure I'm keen to do that. Don't think I can stand to be away from my Bessie gal here for more than an afternoon. But I'll keep it in mind.
You do that, Harold. Children! Breakfast is ready.
I'm coming.
You need any help, son? Well, if you wouldn't mind getting those parsnips off the table. Don't know where those came from. Excited for school today, sweetie?
Why, yes, I am.
Easy on. You're never gonna win a spelling bee with made-up words like that.
Come on, Fred.
That's a dumb made-up word, and you're an idiot for using it.
What's happening here?
I'm sorry. I'm just real nervous about the spelling bee because I never do good.
Well, you don't need to be good. You just need to be handsome. And you are. Open up, my big old baby boy.
Mama, why do you always feed him bacon like that, but I have to use my fork?
I always forget you're here, Rebecca.
My name's Rachel, Mama.
Okay.
Oh, Mama.
Oh, Mama, I don't have time for breakfast. I'm going to miss first bell.
Now, Sally, you and I both know you're just going to stand out there and wait for that Fred Dobbs to leave so you can accidentally walk alongside him.
Mama, that's not a thing I do. That's a thing you made up in your head to explain why I like being at school so much.
What's that you said about Fred?
Just sit, Sally, and have a glass of Harold Milk's bovine spirit.
It's not ladylike to chug.
Well, I'm not a lady, and I don't like Fred. Even though sometimes he sort of looks like President McKinley, which tricks me into thinking I should throw my mouth on his face. And I hate his jawline, but looking at it makes my lips not work so good.
Okay, school, goodbye. Stand up straight, Sally. Keep a strong stance.
Don't think about math too hard, Fred. It's only for skinny boys.
There goes Sally, Jeb, and Fred Dobbs sauntering off to school. Not so fond of each other, but when you walk side by side down the same road every day, you start to grow accustomed to one another. Oh, here's Professor Billiard, teacher at Town State University, interested in science and the like. Finds a few hours every day to check in on the community, what with the fact that there's not much science left to be discovered.
Well, hello to the Dobbs and Jebs.
Hello, Professor.
How are you this morning, Professor?
Delightful. Just finished my sweep of the neighborhood. Found some mighty fine soil samples along the way.
Anything that'll help my garden grow?
Oh, Mrs. Jeb, I'm a professor, not a magician. Although, I did find something very interesting. It seems like the soil is... Oh, Mrs. Jeb, you want to hear about this? The soil is comprised of... It's very...
Oh, chickens are hungry. Oh, who is a hungry boy? What in the Lord's name would you do that for?
You gotta get them before they get you.
Thank you, ladies. Yes, we're awful proud of our town. Sure, it's not the most populated town, nor is it the least landlocked, but it's nice. To tell you a little bit more about the town, I'd like to bring out the town's #1 newsman. Oh, Editor Jeb?
Coming right out. I'm so sorry.
That's quite all right.
Thank you for being so generous and understanding.
You know, sometimes I think the townsfolk are afraid of me. I can't imagine why. I always thought I was fairly friendly.
Oh, that darned enchanted oil slick.
I cannot stress enough how not enchanted it is. How about you tell the fine audience a little bit about town?
Hello everyone. Town. We're run by a board under supervision, of course. All men and women vote, as do the children. And as such, all of our elected officials are cakes. Emotionally socialist, but socially Republican. Religiously, we're 15% Catholic, 80% Protestant, and there are no other options. Pretty regular town, if you ask me. Nothing of interest happens here, and we don't get many visitors, aside from you all.
And would you say, Elder Jim, that the folks in this town are happy?
Well, yes. I suppose I would. Yeah.
Delightful. I believe a few members of the audience have written down some questions they wanted to ask again. If we could have that first question, please.
Yeah, is there any drinking in Townstown?
Well, that really depends on how much you consider drinking. If you mean there's some sort of whiskey dunk tank in the center of town, then no. If you mean there's a dunk tank full of domestic ale in the center of town, well, we don't got that either. We don't have any dunk tanks here. We have one or two town drunks, but I would say liquor don't meet many lips in this town. We can move to the next question.
My boyfriend and I have been dating for 3 years, and his parents adopted a new son, and they named it after my boyfriend. So now my boyfriend has an adopted sibling that has my boyfriend's name and wears all of his old clothes. Now I'm getting married to one of them, and I'm not sure if I'm getting married to my boyfriend or his adopted brother doppelganger. He gets so angry when I accuse him of being a doppelganger. What do I do?
Oh, geez. That reminds me a bit of a dispute here in town between some farmers about the ownership of some cows. So maybe something like that? Have you tried pushing and pulling on them? I hear sometimes that helps. Any final questions?
Is no one in town aware of social injustice and industrial inequality?
Nope.
Now, let's go back to the town. It's early afternoon, so naturally all the townsfolk have had their lunches and cupcakes. There's an early afternoon calm about the town. Early afternoon. Heck, you all know it. Dr. Dobbs is out trying to mow his front lawn. You know, 1 man in 10 won't go near a lawnmower. Some say they're enchanted. And I'm inclined to agree. Oh, it's later than I realized. The children are coming home from school just over there.
Why, Fred Dobbs, you have no business playing ball on Main Street. If you're gonna play ball, go out in the woods and do it with all the other ball boys.
Sorry, Miss Lindsay. Won't happen again. Hello, Sally.
Hello, Fred.
Fine speech you made today. Best in the whole class, I reckon.
Ooh, sure, it better have been. I worked real hard on that speech on the Trail of Tears.
Oh, yeah, it was real sad and stuff.
Well, as they say, not all things come down.
Well, it's just history.
Say, Sally, what with you being so good at school and me being so good at baseball, you think you can help me with my math homework? I don't understand any of it.
Well, to be fair, Fred, You don't understand anything. Heck, you gotta be reminded not to look at the sun.
Well, why doesn't it want me? Or the moons to look at?
Moons?
Yeah. All these moons are always coming up when the sun goes away.
It's just one moon.
Well, what about that man?
What man?
Oh, Jesus, Rachel! Where'd you even come from? Give that to me. That strange man. He's always walking around town, talking about town, telling people what they already know. And like sometimes he talks to Papa and the neighbors, and has them talk about town to just like nobody.
What does Mama always say when we bring him up?
Did he knows the secret about what I do with my plum pig collection?
No. She says that he keeps us safe and we shouldn't speak of him unless he speaks to us.
Well, how come I'm not supposed to eat flowers? They're a vegetable! Sally, how's that homework sound? After supper sound good?
I'll look out my window, you look out yours.
Sally, why don't you come help me in my garden? That Fred Dobbs has grown up quite nice. He must be how old now?
I don't know.
Well, he's a year older than you, so that makes him what? 16?
Sure.
He's a good baseball player. What with those strong ball boy hands.
Okay. Mama, I made a speech in class today, and it was like a spoonful of honey.
Well, you'll have to recite that for your father.
Mama, can I ask you a question?
You can do whatever you like as long as you handle my garden more carefully.
Mama, am I attractive?
All my children have solid features, couldn't step foot in choir practice if they had it.
But honestly, am I pretty?
No, I told you. You've got good eyes and clean hair.
But you're not. I mean, did someone feel about me the way Ben Franklin felt when that lightning coursed through his veins?
I'm not sure what you mean.
Or would someone think of me with those 56 signers thought of the Declaration of Independence when they signed their names upon it? Would those 56 men want to sign me? Would Johnny want to ride his Hancock on my ribs? Am I so pretty as to evoke the Boston Harbor and those Sons of Liberty? Oh, those sons, when they dumped their tea into the harbor. What I mean is, would they want to dump their tea into me?
Oh, Sally, you and your fairy tales.
No, I trust I've told you plenty about town, but I'm confident that even I am not fit to give you a wholly accurate representation of what makes Townstown, Townstown. So to do that, I'd like to bring up Professor Billiard. Oh, Professor! Professor's going to tell you a little bit about the history of town.
Oh, why thank you, Mr. Well, Townstown lies primarily on a bed of quartzite. I would say it's some of the oldest land in the world. A shelf of Silurian basalt crosses it with vestiges of Paleozoic limestone and some sandstone outcroppings, but that's all more recent. What's very interesting is that the soil...
Professor, I'm not sure we have time for all this. How about we just get to the good stuff?
Well, Townstown is very unique in that the land that this town was built on was shared by dinosaurs.
Professor, I'm sure that's not true.
My favorite dinosaur is the Heligosaurus, a tiny bipedal lizard with arms twice the length of yours or mine. Imagine that. A velociraptor with long noodly person arms. A horn on the tip of its nose, 2 rows of razor sharp teeth, and I cannot stress enough how long these arms
Well, if it isn't the assistant, Rachel Dobbs.
I'm sorry, who?
I'm the assistant.
What do you do for the professor, Rachel?
Well, I assist.
Yes, she follows.
Well, maybe you can clear up the truth about these dinosaurs.
Dinosaur?
I'm telling it to you, a species of dinosaur, exclusive to Townstown, with arms the length of a bowling alley.
Professor, it sounds like this dinosaur has grown in size since you began to describe it.
No, but its arms have.
Yeah, the professor is teaching me all sorts of things about extinction and asteroid collision. He said that even pretty soon, he's going to teach me how to grow parsnips.
Yes, we'll get to that. But in the meantime, Rachel, remember to stay vigilant and observant. Speaking of vigilance, you know where those fossils were found? In the soil!
Thank you,
which
Professor. I want to tell you all a little something else about town right now. Right here on Main Street, we're burying a time capsule, thinking that in 100 years or so, someone could open it up and learn a little bit about what life is like right now. Inside, we're putting a copy of the Townstown Times, a copy of the St. Crab's Bible, and an etching our children made of a cart-first horse carriage. Isn't it funny? Millions of people lived on this earth, but we never hear about regular folk. People like you or I. So that's the town paper, Bible, and etching of our horses. Oh, and a boy. We're putting someone's son in the capsule. Now, don't worry about the boy. He'll be fine. He won't die. Instead, in 100 years, he shall emerge, having accumulated a profound understanding of the human condition. How do I know for sure? The boy in the time capsule is me. See, things in town are funny that way. What's happened before will happen again, and what will happen already has. Small town life is cyclical like that, wouldn't you agree? And I like patterns, rhythms. You know, rhythm. Something you can really set your ear to and get a familiarity with. Like a book you read over and over again. Or a cow that never runs out, a Harold Milk's Wonder Drink. Or town. Town never ends. And I wouldn't have it any other way. You see who's coming down Main Street now. Visit Mrs. Jett, Mrs. Dobbs, and their hot friend, Mrs. Sampson. Or has it, she's part crab. And it looks as though they've got the dew of fresh gossip on their lips.
Oh, I cannot believe that he's gonna marry Miss Jefferson. That's the most, it's the most exciting news I've ever heard in my whole life. Oh, I do love the wedding.
Evening, ladies.
Evening, Mr. Herbert.
Have you two seen what Luke Herbert has been up to?
Oh, that old drone.
Oh, he's always making a scene on the road.
You can catch him right after the bar closes, walking down Main Street.
Oh, I swear he just walked straight into that bar.
He'd probably think it was so wild if we all made out.
Well, I think drinks should be illegal. My mother always said there's no place in the world for beer.
And wine should be saved for holy occasions.
Oh, I never needed alcohol.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
You've always been such a wild spirit. He probably wouldn't even believe it.
Oh, that old drunk wouldn't even know.
that old drunk.
That old drunk probably wouldn't even know what to do if we took off our skirts and started wearing pants.
Oh, that old
Did you hear what I said?
Know what to do if he were two flips sideways on a seagull.
No, our legs are looking pretty cold.
Do you know who they have serving the newspapers now? A woman.
Well, I hear women are doing all sorts of things now. It's not just a man's world anymore.
Sometimes all a woman needs is a husband and the love of good friends and the knowledge that all nipples are different, but they're all the sources of our power.
Well, I can't imagine it. I love being a mother and a wife.
Oh, I feel the very same way.
Oh, I should be clear. I love my husband and I value our radiator time. I just think a woman should be in control of her own body and her own pleasure.
Well, I should be getting home.
Or we could get a little loosey-goosey and oh, you're already gone. Okay, goodbye.
Actually, look at that. Evening already. And as the sun sets, it sounds like there's something of a ruckus with the Dobbs kids up in the attic.
What are you doing in the attic?
Jesus, Rachel! Where'd you even come from?
I've been standing here for 10 minutes.
Why, what in the world are my children bickering about tonight? And not enough treats to go around?
No, I always eat all the treats.
Oh, I had no idea.
No, you're very familiar with my snacking habits.
And the whole town knows Fred Dobbs only eats healthy.
I hate vegetables that aren't flowers.
I'm here to talk to Sally and Jen.
Yeah, whatever. Go learn about your dumb corn stuff.
It's parsnips, Fred.
Corn's so cool. How come spooky scarecrows hang out with corn, huh? Hello, Sally.
Hello.
Hey.
Hi there.
Hello.
Hi.
While these two lovebirds are busy maneuvering conversation, let's say we check in on the fathers, who are out on their front lawns enjoying the fresh night air.
That's some fine moon tonight, huh?
Oh, it's a darn good moon.
Hey, Jeb,
Yeah, Doc?
we had a lake, right?
Us personally?
No, in town. What was on the hill just past the church?
Which church?
The Church of Christ, Church of God.
You're saying we have a lake in town?
And now it's gone.
Oh, heck, we did have a lake. Yeah, I remember swimming in it as a boy.
Huh.
Let's check back in on those lovebirds.
Hey, Sally. Did you get the answer for problem number 3?
Which?
The third problem.
Which?
The third problem.
Oh, problem number 3.
No, the third problem.
Let's give him a few more minutes.
You're saying the lake was down the hill?
That's what I reckon.
There's no hill past the church. The horizon's flat as the eye can see.
Oh, no. When I was growing up, I remember playing on hills.
Yeah, but that's when you were a kid.
Okay, I'll give you a hint. The answers are in yards.
In yards? What do you mean? Like, you mean the yard that my mama grows her peas in?
In square yards, Fred. And you know your mama doesn't grow anything.
Do you remember my father?
Nope.
Yeah. No one else does either.
Okay, you do it the same way you did the first. Now you got the answer for that one, didn't you?
Well, yeah, but that was the first.
It's the exact same problem.
Well, I just don't think it can be done.
It can't be done.
That's what I said. It isn't possible.
Fred.
Oh, I hate you. I hate you. And I'm mad at numbers. Oh.
Youngsters and their complex emotions. Well, looks like everyone's starting to turn in. Fred and Sally have gone off to sleep. The fathers have retired to their homes. But in the Dobbs kitchen, Rachel's pouring over something that she got in the mail.
Oh, hey there, sweetheart. What are you doing up so late?
Well, I got a letter in the mail, Pa.
A letter? From where? The school? You know that place is enchanted.
It's not.
But listen here, it says, Dear Rachel, I hope this message finds you well. I've been watching you, and I think you showed some great promise. I will soon be visiting you in the hopes of helping you realize your true potential. That sounds good, right?
Why, yes, indeed. That sounds like promising news. Be sure it's not for Fred.
Rachel Dobbs, 12 Townstown Road, Townstown, Pennsylvania, 92328.
Wow, why that's our house.
I know, Pa, and it doesn't stop there. It goes on. It says, the United States of America, North America, the Eastern Hemisphere, Earth, the Milky Way, the Grand Cosmos, the Linear Time Ring, the Great Eye. What's America?
That sounds like a whole lot of gibberish, my dear. But I am proud of you for grabbing the attention of others.
Mean it?
Well, heck, you're the smartest girl this side of the oil patch. Except for that Sally Jebb, that is. That girl is strange.
I'm the only other girl this side of the oil.
Yep. Now, you go on to bed now and say your prayers, sweetheart.
Well, time has passed. The ground has shifted, ever so slightly. Plants have grown and died. Multiple cupcake stores have closed. And opened. Speaking of cupcake stores, new flavor is magic in other ways too. That's right, many young folk have fallen in love and gotten married. Just as young people always have and always will do. It's just the way things are done in life. Doesn't everyone on this earth breathe a laugh of us married? Feels that way sometimes, huh? Anywho, it's just about dawn. The only soul we can hear is Jenny Cram, delivering this one's copy to the town paper.
Morning, Dr. Dobbs.
Well, good morning, Jenny. That was some fine moon last night, wasn't it?
Somebody sick, Doc?
Oh, no. Just delivering some quadruplets over in Crabtown. Quadruplets.
Paper now, Doc?
Yes, indeed. Anything going on?
Yes, indeed. The West bells are ringing and the choir is a-singing. Seems like everybody's getting married nowadays.
Well, heck, Jenny. Maybe one day you'll get married, too.
I'm already married. To the facts. Banker Chesterton just bought a horse with wheels.
Huh. Well, I wonder where the cart goes.
Here comes Harold Milk delivering his wonder drink.
Well, good morning, Dr. Dobbs.
Ah, good morning, Harold.
Me and Bessie didn't think we'd see you up so early on such an important day.
Well, as such, I was hoping that you could give me a case of your finest cattle sack.
Here's Mrs. Dobbs and Mrs. Jebb. Down to make breakfast as if it was, well, as if it was just any old day.
Morning, Ma. Are you sad because one of your chicks is leaving the nest?
What? What's going on with the chickens now?
It's a metaphor, dear, about Fred.
No, not again. Those hens are attacking my son. I'm gonna gut them.
Oh, Mama.
Rochelle, you startled me.
Right, folks. As I said, many young people have fallen in love and gotten married, but today, the knot is tied between our two lovebirds, Fred and Sally.
Oh, Rachel, Mama.
Oh, thank God in heaven they didn't get it. Fred, what's the matter?
Mama, I don't want to grow old. Why are you making me?
Fred, you're the one who asked Sally to marry you.
Well, why'd you let me? I don't want to get married. I want to be a ball boy.
Fred, do you remember what your grandmother Dobbs used to say to you in times of trouble?
That I can't use the outhouse to store my plum cake collection?
No?
Fred, why in the darn heck did you put flowers in this salad?
She said, there's a big man inside of you, little Fred. Time to be a man now.
So it is grandmother's fault!
Why, Fred Dobbs, I'm ashamed of you.
Well, I don't want to get married. You can't make me. You're the worst mother ever. I hate you all. I'm not getting married. I'm going to be a ball boy.
Why, Fred Dobbs, you nearly gave my heart a start just then.
Hello, Fred.
Now, Fred, you and I both know that you can't see the bride before the ceremony. Them's the rules.
That's just an old horse's tail, Mama Jebb.
Wives' tale, Fred. Where's that now, son?
Where's Sally?
She's upstairs. Now, you be quick about yourself. No funny business. We have a wedding to get to.
Well, Fred, how are you?
I'm fine now. Papa Jeff, what sense could there be in an old superstition like that?
Well, Fred, on her wedding morning, a girl's head's apt to be full of clothes and dancing and cutting off the tails and rouge for the cheeks. You know, women things. Don't you think that's right, Fred?
Y-E-C, yes. Papa Jeff, what do you think about this whole marriage business?
Oh, Fred, marriage is a wonderful thing. For one, sleeping side by side means you don't have to be afraid of the lawnmowers as you sleep no more.
Or the night goers that dig holes in your feet instead of the ground? Or the moons themselves?
Exactly, my boy. Marriage for a man is about comfort, coffee, and radiator time. Do you know how to make a wife really happy?
No, how?
I was asking you.
All right, Fred, time to go. Mr. Jeb has to watch me stand against a radiator for a while. It's a married couple thing. You'll understand tomorrow. Is the wedding girl here? Hello, Mrs. Sampson. Radiator time. Cannot wait to see the wedding girl in her wedding dress. It's such a beautiful day for a wedding. I wore my best wedding pants.
I just saw Fred strolling out of here in a daze. The chickens didn't get him, did they?
Chickens have no power here, Mrs. Dobbs. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. This is the first wedding I've ever been to. Oh, Jessica, you have no idea. You all gather around and there's a barn and you love all these people real much. And if you chomp down, you can take a big old bite out of their love and it tastes like, oh, sweet Lord in heaven, it tastes like the juiciest earthworms ever made. Just like Mama's earthworms. Oh, this is gonna be so nice. How do I look? Oh, Sally!
You little hussy, you look like a work of art. I want to sew you in my skin.
It's such a beautiful day. Sally, I'm so excited. We're finally gonna be sisters instead of just neighbors. I'm sorry, who are you? Oh, you old goof. It's just that Sally and Rachel charm everyone's talking about.
Oh, you're Rachel.
Yeah, I thought we were just like sisters.
I can see why you think that.
Well, we're gonna be soon.
Nope. Huh? I'm good.
But you're marrying my brother.
Yep.
So,
Sally, you're gonna have in-laws. Oh, on my wedding night, I couldn't stop talking about how excited for in-laws I was that my husband never got to make me a proper woman. Never did get to make me a proper woman with what him dying the next morning. And me not finding out that he had died until the following evening. I just thought he was exhausted from all that exciting conversation. This is going to be such a beautiful day.
you look beautiful, my darling.
Thanks, Mama.
Now,
You're about to enter into a union with someone else, and I want you to listen to me, Sally. No matter who you surround yourself with, no matter your husband, no matter your children, you will dominate that man with your sexual might.
And while I do so, I'll be thinking of those right brothers.
Sally, get that man! Oh, well, wait, you're gonna stand on a bed and you're not gonna wear any clothes and you're just gonna yell until it's over and it's gonna be so fun! You're gonna kiss until you die and it's gonna be great!
I hate to interrupt. It's important to see how these things come to pass. One moment they're young and in love, and the next thing you know, you're standing in your bedroom watching your spouse against the radiator for the 3,000th time. To do that, Fred and Sally are going to show you the day that they made this tremendously important decision to wed. Why, it's just about 3:15. They should be coming out from school.
Can I carry your book for you, Sally?
Oh, that's quite nice of you, Fred, but I'd really rather do it myself.
No, it's no big deal. Miss Lucas says now that I'm class president, I have to show
Initiative?
That's it, initiative.
Well, thank you, but I'm okay.
Give me the book, Sally.
No! Fred! Stop! Give it back!
Come on, Sally. I'm not, it's no big deal. I'll have it for you.
I don't want you to.
I don't mind at all. It's really not now, Sally. Wait, watch Sally. There's no one like back there.
Leave me alone, Fred, okay? I can do it.
Oh, Jesus. I'm just trying to be nice.
Stop it! Leave me alone!
Let me show you. It's not that bad if you just let other
No!
people do this.
Stop it! Stop!
See? I'll carry it. It's fine.
Look, a pebble!
Hey, Sally. Are you mad at me?
What would make you say that, Fred?
You've been pretty funny acting lately. Like you hate my guts or something.
Well, I do hate your guts, Fred.
Oh, glad to hear you say you're not mad, though.
But I said I am. I think you're the most pig-headed boy at school.
What I mean to say is that it would absolutely crush me if you didn't want to spend any time with me.
I don't. I hate you, and when you're around, everything's worse.
My mom has been working with me on understanding jokes. And I think you're pretty good at them. I think we should be together forever is what I mean to say.
What would make you say that, Fred? I mean, you know nothing of my interests. Just the other day, you said you don't even know who George Washington Carver is.
I keep telling you, Sally, there's no Carver on the end of it.
You're conceited and boring.
It's impossible for a fella not to have faults.
You're not even affected by the mean things I'm saying to you. That's more than just a fault.
Nobody's perfect, Sally. Name one.
Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln is the special kind of perfect where you're reciting the Gettysburg Address and all of a sudden you can feel his beard in between your legs and then you're flying in the moon on his stovepipe hat. That's a perfect man.
That's just a storybook character, Sally! Look, you're not perfect either.
Yes, I am.
No, you stare off into the distance, and you chew your pencil sometimes. Oh, and there was that one time in class that you got so upset you screamed at the top of your lungs.
That was not upset. That was excited.
I like those things about you, Sally. And you're the only girl in town I even know about except for my sister. So maybe we should go together.
Fine, Fred, we can go together. But only just because, thinking about it, you're also the only boy I even know about.
Should we celebrate getting going with an ice cream soda?
Yeah, all right.
Oh, well, hey there, Sally. Hey there, Fred. What can I get for you today? Oh, why, Fred, your face is all contorted. Like you're thinking of some kind of hard problem. Like a math problem. Is everything okay?
Oh, it's all right, Mr. Dyson. Fred just, had to, remember his parents' first names is all. But you're okay now, aren't you, Fred?
Parents' first names again, Fred. Why don't you just write them down like I keep telling you to? Anyway, what do you two have?
Oh, I'll have a strawberry soda. Thank you, Mr. Dyson.
Oh, no. Oh, we should have root beer floats. 2 floats, please, Mr. Dyson.
Fred, you're forgetting again that we can each have different things.
All right. I forgot. Okay, 2 floats then, Mr. Dyson.
Okay, whatever. Hey, Fred. You ever think about just getting out of here?
You mean like leaving?
Yeah, like leaving. Sometimes I want to know what else is out there, you know? I want to go all the places I read about in my books. No one writes about town. Or if they did, I haven't read those books.
Well, what if I wrote you a book?
You'd write me a book? About town?
Sure, Sally, I wrote you a book about town.
What's the story?
Well, so once upon a time, there was a boy. And this boy was a ball boy, always playing ball in the woods. And so one day this boy, he hit a ball so hard that it put dents in all the moons. And this one moon got real angry, and he reached down and grabbed the boy by his hair, pulled him up, and stuck him in his big old moon mouth. Oh, and inside there was dark, and there was purple caverns, and mystery gophers that dig at your feet. But this place inside the moon was called Nether Moon. And this boy was to become the Gopher King. The end.
That was about town?
I guess it's about how town makes me feel.
You're not half bad, Fred.
Well, looks like we have a wedding to get to. And the whole town's gathered for the ordeal.
Oh, Papa, I'm frightened. What if marriage is as frightful for me as it was for Abigail Adams? And I'm stuck all by my lonesome at Braintree, even though I'm not supposed to be lonesome anymore. Or at Braintree.
The stories can teach us a lot, Sal. They can't predict the future, or even tell us the past. You know, Sally Jeb, I never had a father. Or I might have. If I had, do you think you may have seen him recently? Anyway, if I did have one, I just hope he'd have been a quarter as proud of me as I am of you. You're a brilliant, beautiful, kind of strange young woman. But you're Sally Jeb, and you can handle anything life throws your way.
Oh, thanks, Papa. I love you. Oh, Frederick Dobbs, you got no blind staring at the sunlight.
Thanks, Mama. I love you.
I, for one, would like to thank everyone for coming out today. I'd also like to thank Fred and Sally for allowing me to speak before the ceremony. I'd also like to thank this man who seems to pop in and out of sight for volunteering to officiate.
Well, I'm very happy to help.
I believe we all care about the town that we live in and the community that we've built together. I know I do. Which is why I think it's very important that we talk about the soil.
It's take this man, Fred, to be your lawful wedded husband.
I do.
Take this woman, Sally, to be your lawful wedded wife.
Do I?
Excuse me, I seem to have misplaced the rings. I'll be just a moment. Funny thing about rings, they go around. And sometimes a ring can be made up of a bunch of tiny little rings. And what they I'm fine. Just a bit of a slip. Oh shit! What just?
I can't move!
I can't move either!
Something is terribly wrong.
What a hard thing!
Why can't I move? I want to know what smooching is like.
Many young people have fallen in love and gotten married. Just like young people always have and always will do. That's the way things are done in life. Most everyone in the world breathes their last breath married. Don't they?
Why? God. Just close your eyes, please. Just close your eyes. It's serious.
Yes, another day in Townstown, and what a day it is. The Earth rotates in an orbit along its axis every day until it's made a complete journey around the sun. Isn't that how it goes? You all watch as the sun comes up and down. Pleasant, isn't it? Isn't it, or is it? Is it pleasant, or is it just there? You notice, but would you expect anything else? Or what if the sun doesn't come out one day? Wouldn't that be interesting if the sun doesn't come out? Harold Milk, would you say that people in this town are happy?
Yes, I'd say that we are.
Now, Mrs. Sampson, would you say that people in this town are happy?
Yes, of course we are.
Rachel Dobbs. Poor Rachel Dobbs. Are people in this town happy, Rachel?
Family. What did you do to my family?
Are people in this town happy?
Yes, people are happy.
Are you happy, Rachel?
Your family. What did you do?
I'm giving you the story, Rachel Dobbs. Maybe the sun doesn't come out tomorrow.
Well, the day has passed. It's just about dawn. Only soul you can hear moving is Jenny Crane, getting up to deliver today's paper. Why, here comes Jenny. Now. Well, hello there, Jenny. Anything going on in town?
Let me see. It appears there was a bank robbery in the heart of town. 3 masked men entered the bank, took $10,000. 2 employees were injured. And oh, here's a door.
What's that on the bottom there, Jenny?
It appears the search for my fiance is over. He's presumed dead.
Real shame. Nice guy. Good jawline.
I didn't even know I had a fiance.
You do now, Jenny. Or did. Well, 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 if it isn't Harold Milk with the deliveries. How you doing today, Harold?
Farm burned down.
Oh, what a tragic occurrence. At least you still got Bessie.
Bessie's not doing so well after inhaling all that smoke.
Better go get the rest of that Wonder Drink sold if you're gonna try and save her. Oh, and would you look at that? It's Rachel Dobbs coming downstairs for breakfast. Yes, poor Rachel Dobbs. All her life, no one noticed her much. Barely even remembered her name. But you all will. Mark my words, you all will. It'll just take some time. Well, time has passed. Multiple cupcake stores have closed and opened and closed again. In fact, most of the shops here in Townstown have gone out of business. Shame. Professor Billiard! Why don't you tell them a little bit about what's been going on in town?
Yes. There's been an unexpected decrease in population in the town. Less people means economic downturn, as they say. All the cake shops
Fascinating stuff, Professor. And if it isn't your assistant, Rachel Dobbs. And what do you do to help the Professor, Rachel?
We do our best to help the community.
Yes. Rachel's been a big help in that regard.
Anything interesting about the soil these days, Professor?
It's not important.
Here we are in Mr. Dyson's soda shop. Not much of a soda shop anymore, unless by soda shop you mean drug den, in which case it is very much a soda shop.
You make the drop, Mrs. Sampson?
Yes, Mr. Dyson. Made the drop. It went amazing. It went very well. I think I love drops.
Where's the money?
I must have left it in my purse at home.
I think you're forgetting you no longer have a home, Mrs. Sampson. Mr. Dyson is just a little joke. You know, those funny little jokes that
You little scamp. You used it all, didn't you?
I'll get you the money, I swear, Mr. Dyson.
Do you know how much that was worth? $4,000. You're just a stupid little bottom feeder, aren't you?
I'll do right by you, Mr. Dyson. I swear by the boots in the sky. You'll never see me tricked. You've gone so right, I swear.
Thank you, Mrs. Sampson. That'll be all. Looks like we better get over to the mansion town. Seems as though Jenny Crane over by the bar is taking some initiative. Oh, Jenny!
Miss Woods, it's just you.
Oh, Jenny, what in the world are you doing out here?
I'm looking for what's took my fiance. The paper says he's dead, but something just don't add up.
Oh, that's the spirit, Jenny. I was out here doing the same thing myself. You know, they say there's a darkness out here in the forest.
I don't much care for it.
Beautiful view of the moon, though. Look up.
What am I meant to be looking for? Did you hear that? Sweetheart, is that you? It's you! What have you done with Miss Woods?
Better watch out for those ball boys, Jenny. Rumor has it they still come out at night.
It's just a rumor.
Well, you really are married to those facts.
Yeah. I am. And I'm beginning to think the facts are you're what's making everything so terrible around here.
Hear that, Jenny? Sounds like those ball boys are hungry. What if I gave you something to fight them off with?
A ball bat?
It'll keep you safe while you search for your fiance.
I don't have a fiance. Ugh!
Here's another fact for you, Jenny. All things come down eventually. Look up. Real shame about that girl, Jenny Crane.
Jenny? Jenny, I think I have a lead on your...
Miss Woods, what are you doing now?
Oh my God. Oh my God. Jenny. Oh my God. What happened to her? Why is she in this ditch? Oh, poor Jenny Crane. Was out delivering papers and caught pneumonia. I have to go. You mind yourself, Rachel Dobbs. Thank you, Jenny. Now we'll go back to the town. It's early afternoon. You're familiar with the concept. Of course, y'all usually got a sunburn early afternoon. Let's check back in on Mrs. Sampson and see how her project is going.
Good early afternoon, Mrs. Sampson.
Good early afternoon to you, Harold. Bessie doing any better today?
Oh, just keep it on, as they say. Do you have it?
Hate to interrupt here, folks, but I figure you all might be wondering how a nice townsman like Harold Milk winds up in our present situation. Well, Harold's going to show you now how certain things came to pass. Isn't that right, Harold? What can I do you for, Harold?
Well, just a glass of water would be fine, Mr. Dyson.
No root beer float today?
Afraid I can't really afford it if I'm being honest.
No one buying your moose fluid these days?
Afraid not. Ever since the farm burned down, well, I'm in no position to lose customers.
Say, Harold, have you ever thought of fixing the recipe?
Fixing the recipe? Well, it just can't be done. My wonder drink comes out of Bessie as is after I push and pull at her.
You got one of those bottles on you, Harold? Try that.
Wowee, Mr. Dyson! I don't know what it is you put in here, but it's made my wonder drink even more delicious than before. People are going to be knocking down my makeshift door just to get a taste. I'll call it Clem. Like my last name? Milk? Spelled backwards? I'll take all this stuff you got.
And a root beer float, Harold. On me. Thank you, Harold. Okay, Harold. Mrs. Sampson, how does he work?
I have a package right here. Mrs. Sampson?
No! All right, Mrs. Sampson, hand it over.
I don't have anything, I swear. No, no! Don't kill me, please!
Why, Harold, what are you doing getting mixed up in this stuff for?
Yeah, can't you guys see what you're doing to the town?
Watch out, it's that drunk cop Luke Herbert. Nope.
I'm just trying to clean up the town.
Maybe I like it dirty. Well. What do we have here? All right, let's go. Thank you, Mrs. Sampson. It's later than I realized. Better go check in on Rachel and Harold at the jailhouse.
I've never seen someone pray not at bedtime before.
Well, I've been working on my character lately, Rachel. Reading from the Bible.
What?
It's that big book they keep in all the churches.
I never knew anyone went in there except for maybe God.
I guess no one ever thought to before. I've been praying for strength. And for Bessie's recovery. And for town.
That's great, Harold, but town's gonna need a whole lot more than just praying, you know?
I'm through with all that bad stuff, Rachel. I want to help you and the professor change things.
That's the truth, then you're already doing it.
All right, you jailbirds. I've decided to let one of you go.
Wait, which one of us?
Well, I've decided to let you choose that.
Surely you can't expect us to make that decision amongst ourselves.
Well, sure you can. And how's this for fun? It's a knife.
Now that's just not right, Luke. Mr. Herbert, sir. Either both of us walk out of here free and alive, and neither of us does.
That's right.
Oh, I must have been slurring my words. You must not understand me. One of you walks out of here, or none of you walk out of here.
No, Harold, please, no, okay? What about your faith? What about town?
I'm sorry, Rachel. This isn't about any of that anymore. This is about Bessie.
Oh, and try not to disturb the children up at the daycare. I think it's nap
No, please, no, please, no. No. Let me out of here, please. Let me out of here. Please let me out.
I'm sorry.
Oh my God.
Jeez.
Thank you, Harold. Oh, would you look at that? Evening in Townstown. Looks like Rachel Dobbs headed straight to the schoolhouse to find the professor. Let's join him.
Professor? Oh my gosh, Professor.
Oh, Rachel! Oh, God, you're alive!
Professor, I think people are starting to listen to it. They're getting violent and mean.
All the more reason we should stay vigilant and observant.
Did you figure out what it is yet?
I have a hypothesis, but nothing concrete. What does this thing feed off of?
Sadness? Evil? It's evil. It's the pure essence of evil.
And what's the opposite of evil, Rachel?
Empathy? Love? You know, I used to love this place, and I used to walk the halls, and I won the spelling bee 4 years in a row.
Did you know that, Professor? Not a lot of people remember it. But after 4 years, a girl starts to feel like, now I don't think love's gonna do much to dissuade our friend. What about something you can hold? No, Professor, no. We don't have to do that. We can use something we already have.
Think about the dinosaurs, Rachel. Even the longest arms couldn't swat down an asteroid.
Rachel,
Oh,
step back.
you foul monster.
What's going on?
Rachel, it's me. Come here, Rachel.
You won't get your hands on her. I know what you are.
That's not me. I don't know what's planned, but that's not me, Rachel.
You know it's me. I've been with you this whole time.
Think about this. Stay
Vigilant and observant.
Rachel, I figured it out. The soil!
Stay back, Rachel. It should reveal its true form soon. No.
What have I done? What have I done?
Don't worry, Rachel. You are so special. Smartest girl this side of the oil patch. Don't worry about them. They're here for the same reason I am. Which is, we wanted to see what would happen. Can I get the lights? Oh, thank you, Professor. Can I get 2 water bottles? You want to fix this quick? Thank you so much. Thank you. Have a seat. What is this? Oh, it's called plastic. Polyethylene to be precise. It's got water inside. You look dehydrated. You should have some.
I killed Professor Billiard and I killed Harold.
I saw. Very tense. I thought for a moment you might have shot me. Not that it would have done anything. I knew you had potential. To be interesting, Rachel. To do something different. To do something other than grow old and die with a ring on your finger and no stories to tell. Excuse my pride, but I'm very proud of myself.
That was his hat. That was the man's hat.
It's your hat now. What? The hat of the manager. You get to tell the stories, interesting stories about interesting people. I don't know how. You seem dead. You've lost everyone you've ever loved. You have killed men. You've got stories to tell. Not like that other guy.
I don't want it.
Rachel, with this hat, you can have everything.
I don't want everything.
You have to want something.
I don't think I do.
Everyone wants something. Why else do what you did?
Just wanted to live.
What, Rachel? I'm telling you right now, you can have anything your heart desires. Anything, name it. It's yours. Parsnips. I beg your pardon?
That's what I want.
I want parsnips.
No. Those bland carrots? That's not even a meal. That's like planting air. Who cares? It tastes like water without the texture.
I want to plant parsnips in my mother's garden, and I want them to grow.
Here. Give it a try.
What do I do?
Where do you want to be? Who do you want to see? Say it, and it is so.
Well, it's morning in the Dobbs house, and the whole town is there.
Well, hello, Rachel. What a wonderful morning. Watch out for those chickens.
I'm heading over to Crab Town to check on those crab tuplets.
Well, I'm just a big old dummy.
Oh boy, I sure do love my history.
I could sure use a smooch.
Where did that moon go?
Oh, I do love a wedding.
Heard the news?
Drink the Bessie syrup.
Soil, soil, soil!
It takes some getting used to. Best of luck, Rachel. Leave you to your devices. Within time, you'll be able to entertain yourself. Surely. Yes. What could happen in a year?
In 10 years? 100 years go by, and the soil is back to normal, and the dog's garden is full of parsnips. Oh, yes.
Excuse me. Oh, I'm sorry to interrupt. Is this your house? Oh, I'm very happy to see you too. I've been walking around all day, and you are the first living thing I've seen.
How did you get here?
It's the wildest tale. I was trapped in what I believe was a time capsule for what I would guess is a full century. Although I must say I have accumulated a profound understanding of the human condition. Thank you.
You get it, don't you?
Rachel Dobbs, I think I do. Better get upstairs.
I'm going. I'm going.
The name of this town is Townstown, Pennsylvania. Today's May 5th. The sky is beginning to show some sneaks of light over in the east here. It seems the morning light has reappeared. Not that we were ever worried it wouldn't.